And we'll proceed to the next question. Do you only do practice questions when you study maths? Are notes necessary? Hey guys, Victoria here and welcome back to my channel. So a while ago I posted this Instagram story and asked you guys if you have any questions to ask me about studying, any questions at all, and a lot of you guys sent in your questions. So in today's video I'm just going to be answering all of those questions. I'll try to answer all of them. And for those who do not follow me on Instagram yet, you can definitely do so and maybe take part in my future Q&As. Anyways, let's proceed with today's video. The first question is, I'm from science stream student and I want to know for one day how many subjects that you study. How many subjects do I study per day? I would say it is around 1 to 2 subjects only. So if you have watched some of my older videos, you would know that I like to finish one topic per day only, especially for longer topics like biology topics. There is a lot of content and I like to take my time to really understand everything and try to memorize some of the stuff. So I would take one whole day to finish one topic, and then if I have time after finishing that topic for biology, then maybe I would do a subtopic of physics. Because the chapters in physics are extremely long, let's say for chapter 2 itself you have 12 subtopics inside it, and so I'd like to split up that chapter into subtopics that I cover in different days. So maybe I'll just split chapter 2 into 12 days, and on that particular day I would do one chapter of biology, and if I have time then I would do one small subtopic of physics. So to answer your question of how many subjects do I study per day, I usually do 1 to 2 subjects per day only. Okay, next question. How do you balance between Form 4 and Form 5 syllabus? Like which form revision to do first during beginning of Form 5? So during the beginning of Form 5, I would definitely try to stay on top of things and try to cover the new topics that are being taught in school. Definitely don't slack up on that. But also I would do revision for Form 4 in the sense that I get Form 4 activity books and do those. Just do practice questions. And you have to do that from the beginning of Form 5 itself. And the reason is because you have just studied those Form 4 topics for your peperiksaan akhir tahun, for your final exams in Form 4 just a while back. I hope you studied for those exams, and if you did, then the memory of those things will still be at the back of your brain somewhere there. And so you don't have to reread every single thing, you just have to do exercises from activity books. Definitely get those, and then when you don't know certain questions, refer to the answers and refer to the reference books as well. So that is how I balance Form 4, because if I were to restudy Form 4, then it would take a lot of time, and I would only do that when it's near to the trials. But you want to make sure that you don't forget what you have learned in Form 4, and doing exercises is the best way to do that. So what you want to do is to get some activity books from the bookstores that you haven't gotten during Form 4. Like let's say for Form 4 revision you used activity books by Oxford, and then now for your revision in Form 5 you would buy Form 4 books from Pelangi, just different books. And you can even start doing past years if you want. So I hope that answers the question of how I balance between Form 4 and Form 5. So Form 4, just do exercises if you're confident enough. If you haven't really studied for Form 4 final exams, then bad news for you, you have to actually go through those topics. But if you have studied thoroughly for those final exams, then you should just do some exercises to strengthen your memory. And for Form 5, definitely go through everything, take your time to understand each and every topic, and yeah. And next, this is not really a question. It says, please make a video on how to prepare for SPM 2019 from now on. Actually, I'm going to make more than one video. I'm going to make a lot of videos about preparing for SPM in 2019, because there are a lot of lessons that I learned throughout my SPM year and a lot of new things that I would like to share with you guys. So yeah, be on the lookout for that. And we'll proceed to the next question. Do you only do practice questions when you study maths? Are notes necessary? To answer this question, I do have notes for maths, but those are the notes that I've taken from class and from tuition only. So I did attend tuition classes for maths, and from class as well. So during Form 5, I had a wonderful and dedicated maths teacher. And this maths teacher of mine would write notes on the board when he was teaching, as he was teaching. And those notes to me are very compact and concise, and I completely trust those notes. So I just make sure that when he is teaching, I take down those notes and I understand what I write. And then when I go to tuition, I take tuition notes again. So that is 2 times, and that's all. I don't do notes for maths when I'm at home. All I do are practice questions, past year questions, and that's it. Notes are the ones that I take when I'm in class or in tuition classes. Okay, next question. How can I focus between subjects which need calculation and those that don't need calculation? So subjects which need calculation are physics and chemistry, and then subjects which don't need calculation are biology and sejarah. And I would say that personally I spend a lot more time revising biology and sejarah when compared to physics and also chemistry. So for those subjects like chemistry and physics, I actually noticed that I took less time to go through that for the first time, to study those material from the textbook and everything. I took lesser time to do those when there are calculations involved, especially for physics, because this subject relies heavily on calculation. There are a lot of calculation to do. So I would spend less time actually studying that subject and more time doing exercises. As compared to biology and sejarah, I would definitely have to spend more time to read those. Next question. Any app suggestions to help students? And I do have one. It's called Forest. You might have heard me mention it before. If you find yourself spending way too much time on social media, and if you find that you really need to cut down your time on social media, if you can't put down your phone, then Forest is the app that you should definitely get. Basically, Forest allows you to set a timer for however long you like. Let's say you would like to study for 1 hour, so you would set the timer to 1 hour, and during that time you can't access any apps on your phone at all, not even WhatsApp. And then trees will be growing during that 1 hour of time, and if you don't touch your phone, then the tree will grow successfully and you'll get coins for which you can purchase new trees. So that is how it works. But basically it is such a great app to keep you off your phone, because this app doesn't allow you to go onto any app at all, not even WhatsApp, not even Google, because sometimes I would want to Google the meaning of a certain word and then I just find myself on YouTube. So I think that this app is just a good way to make sure that when you're studying, you're completely in the zone and nothing is distracting you. Next question. What will you do when you're stressed? Okay, what will I do? What I will do when I'm stressed really depends on 2 things, and the first one is what made me so stressed, the reason, and the second thing is the level of stress that I'm dealing with. So first reason, why am I so stressed? If the stress that I'm dealing with is due to the workload that I have, it's because there's a lot of things that I still have to do, then I would write up a to-do list and get those things done, because sometimes the best way to deal with stress is just to go to the core of it and find out why and act against it. When there is a problem, solve that problem and you'll be stress free. That's it. And if it's not caused by the amount of workload that I have, if I'm stressed because of the studying that I have to do, if I have exams in 1 week and I'm stressed, it also depends on how stressed I am. If I'm a little bit stressed, then I will watch a YouTube video that I like, or just do something that I like, spend some time away from exam. If we are talking about the high level stress like SPM stress, and if you are just a few weeks away from SPM and you are close to mental breakdown because you're not doing everything that you're supposed to, or at least you feel like you're not doing enough, if it is that kind of stress, then I would suggest actually going out for a movie would help. Just taking 2 hours away from the amount of work that you have would really help. And maybe you would think that watching a movie during this critical time is very time consuming and it is not worth it, but I think that it's totally worth it if it could put you in a good mood again, in a positive mood again. Just try to forget those studies just for 2 hours, go out and relax, and then when you come back, you're in a better state of mind and you can study better. So another thing that I find is helpful when I'm stressed is just to organize and tidy up my workspace, because every time when I have a big exam coming up, I will just stack a lot of books near my study area and beside it, all over it. And a cluttered workspace just translates to a cluttered mind. So tidy up your workspace and your mind will be decluttered as well. That is one of the good ways to deal with stress as well. Okay, so I still have a lot more questions here and I don't want this video to be too long. So I will make a part 2 of this video just answering more questions on study tips. And if you are interested to know more of my answers to all these questions asked, some of the questions asked are here. I'll just put them all over the screen here. And if you are interested in hearing my answers to all those questions, then make sure that you watch my future video on the second part of today's video, and make sure that you're subscribed down below. You can ring the notification bell so that you're notified when I post the second part of this video. So that's all for today's video. Thank you for watching and I'll see you guys in my next video.